Alright, everyone. So, let's do a second installment of a closer look, shall we? Alright, so this time around, I am going to cover a 3-star. And we're going to cover one that you'll probably get with a summon fairly easily. Pardon me. We're going to cover Ingrid. So she's Navy support. She is a slow charging hero. She does hit everybody, which is cool. And all enemies get minus 32% accuracy for 3 turns. So that's a bonus as well. I do like the ones that blind, because they can totally miss their special when they go to hit you, right? Because Ingrid's blinded them. So let's talk overall rating. Overall rating, she's a B. So she's fairly average. Now, I personally think there's some stuff that makes her less than average. And there's some things that I think maybe are a little bit more than average. For the War Machine, though, since she hits everyone, that B minus rating is valid because you want a direct striker for a War Machine, you want a sniper, and you want fast charging heroes. So she's not one for the War Machine. I do use her in my alt account on the War Machine, specifically because I don't have a lot of variety with blues yet. So Ingrid did get leveled up there, like I leveled her here, and I used her here at first as well in my main account, but I don't. She's pretty much sitting doing nothing nowadays. Just sitting, taking up a space in my roster. So yeah, I do use her quite a bit on the War Machine, and she also gives me depth in my alt account as well for War. So she's usually on one of my War teams. Now, when I first started out, she was on one of my War teams here as well, but I've since upgraded with a lot more 4 and 5-star heroes, and I haven't used her for War in many, many, many moons, for sure. Alright, so she's a pretty meh War Machine hitter, that's for sure. Offensively, she's average, and defensively, she's average as well. So her stats don't stand out in comparison to some other heroes. So she's, I don't know that I'd use the word solid, but she's usable on both offense and defense. Now, she's a slow hero, so you wouldn't want her in a corner if you are going to use her for defense, because there's probably not much chance that she'll end up charging up. So if you didn't need to use her when you're first starting out on defense, you would want faster charging heroes in the corner, because they're gonna charge up to be able to hit before they're taken out. You put Ingrid there in a corner though, and she's probably not gonna charge up before she ends up being taken out. So on defense, I would go with a flank though, because if you end up with a decent tank that can take a hit or two before they're taken out, she has a chance to charge, and she can be hit with a couple tiles and charge faster, right? So because if they take a little bit of damage from some tiles being thrown at them, that's okay, because they will charge faster. And you put a slow hero on a wing who's not taking much tile damage either, they're likely not going to charge at all before they're snuffed out. So if you got a tank like Victoria that can take a hit or two and is solid, Ingrid could certainly be a flank for that. Alright, now on offense, that blinding is, like I say, pretty good. Let's take her out for a stroll, shall we? And let's go. The problem with Ingrid, though, I find is I can't sustain keeping her alive, being a slow hero. So I'm just going to farm here. Area 4 is known for boots. Boom! If anybody's looking for boots, I do need them because I run a color training all the time. So let's see. I'm going to take in a 3-star team here. See how they do on veterans here. I might need some healing. Ingrid, where are you? Oh, geez. Oh, she's way down here. Alright, I'm going to take 2 blue. So I'm not allowed to take yellow, huh? Alright, let's take Fiona so I have some critical chance on the tiles. And let's go another fast sniper here with Roshan. Alright, let's see what I can do. Wait, I don't even have 4 flags? Yes, save that. Alright, 6 minutes for flags. Let's do it in regular then. I forgot I just ran through all my flags with loot tickets. I was loot ticketing 22:15 to fill my enemy's chest faster. That's so funny, I ran out. Alright. So she can take her hit or two, but I don't find that Ingrid can sustain too many hits. So while she is easier to use on offense as you're controlling that, and I could, you know, give her a healing kit if I needed to. But on defense, you don't have that option, obviously. So her damage is pretty sweet when she does go off and charges and can go off before she's taken out. But that's the thing, is her sustainability to be able to charge up in the first place, which is part of the reason why she gets a B rating overall. Ah, see, that was pretty easy. I think I would have liked to play the veterans one because I know it would have been a little bit harder. But let's see if I got any boots. Well, there you go, I got one. Oh, good, a shirt and a boot. Alright, perfect. Okay, so on offense, I personally think she is a little bit better because, like I say, you can control that and you can heal her if you need to. If you're raiding with her, obviously that's going to be a bit harder too because you don't have the option of having the battle items with you. Alright, so let's talk a few weapons with her now. There are several weapons out there that can help sustain her, that's for sure. And there are options for helping her stay alive longer before anything does happen to her, and hopefully she can get charged with the help of some of the weapons that they do make her a bit better. So let's talk about the master weapons first. Now I'll show you the ones that I do have, because obviously I don't have a lot of master weapons, but this one works. I personally like this one because you're giving armor to the hero every turn. So that means the enemy's got to get through that armor to get at her health. So that one is definitely helpful for her. Alright, so other master weapons. You got an MK24, which is Venom. So that's going to poison. I don't think I have that one though. Oh yeah, that is the one I have. That's going to poison 5 when she charges up to hit. That's pretty sweet, gotta say. And if you take her with another poisoning hero, like Edge, so Edge hits all 5 as well, right? And if he hits, they're going to run through those 3 turns from edge, and then they're going to run through the Ingrid turns thanks to this weapon. So it'll actually be poisoning all 5 of them 5 times, because this is 60 damage over two turns, and it would stack with Edge's poison. So that definitely helps. That's a big perk actually to put on somebody like Ingrid that hits everyone. So hey, that's not too bad at all. Alright, the CTO is another master weapon. I have that in my alt account. Is that I think that's the 5-star. Yeah, that one is the 5-star, and I do have that in my alt account. So I could put that one on Ingrid when I use her, because it's got critical chance up on offense. So when I use her for one of my war teams, that's a good one to put on her. You're going to have the extra tile damage come through with that one, with the critical chance. And plus it has that perk where you can hit through blind and dodge, like the snakebite here. The snakebite has that same perk as the CTO that I have in my alt account with the 5-star blue master weapon. So, and you can hit through even if she's blinded by Arachi. So she could still hit all 5 heroes and damage them, and then put blinding on them with that CTO weapon, master weapon. So that's a pretty cool perk too. Kind of makes her more useful as well. Alright, and then the WP5 is similar to, that's another 5-star blue master weapon. It's similar to this one though, but it gives a lot more healing. It gives 30 armor per turn instead of 20 armor, being the 5-star weapon. And of course its stats on attack and defense are going to be a heck of a lot higher than this 3-star weapon here. So that can, you know, bulk her up a little bit too and help sustain her as well. That one, like these two wouldn't be bad for defense. I would think the Golema here and the convicts, the WP5 convicts. The CTO, with having the critical chance, definitely on offense would be better, and then you got the dodge as well. The MK24 being Venom, I think you could use that either way. I think that would be good on defense if she's a flank and does get charged in time to hit, and then you're poisoning all the attackers. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so alright, let's look at the regular weapons now. So we have, let's run through the 5-star ones first. Now the chili suit, I don't have that one. However, I can probably find it in here. Ba-ba-ba-da. There's the Bargo. That's the, oh, the Regalizer. Okay, so let's look at this one. Now, this one does armor damage, which is kind of blah. I'm sure armor damage might play more of a bigger role in the game in the future, but right now it doesn't play much of a role, so that's not going to help. But you got the speed at 9. Now, Ingrid is... what is she? So does that bump her up into an average hero instead of slow? Oh, I'm going the wrong way again. Keep forgetting I'm dealing with a 3-star. Oh, wait. Is she in my team? I didn't save that, I don't think. Is she all the way up here? Yeah, she's saved in my team. Okay, so she's 36 slow, and that'll bump her up 9 points. So that actually does move her into the average category. So if you did manage to snag a chili suit right away when you first start, that'd be pretty sweet actually, because I still don't have one and would like one. That would mean that it takes, what is it, 11 tiles to charge her instead of 12? Or maybe 10. I'm not sure. I don't have the speed chart in front of me, but that would shave off a tile on offense for charging her. So that's pretty sweet. I would think that one would be a good weapon to use on her for offense. Alright, so next one. Draculov. Draculov, I do not have a copy of either. But let's find it. Maybe one day. Oh, there's the saw. Okay, so this one is more geared towards offense too, I would think, with the critical chance and then the health to help keep her alive a little bit longer, add to her health that the enemy has to take off her before she can be killed. And Dracula, okay, critical chance as well, and then the armor damage, which is kind of redundant right now at this point in the game. Alright, so critical chance there, so offensive weapon as well to put up more damage with the tiles. Okay, so what other ones don't I have copies of? See, that's the one we get with the weapons and the special ops. We get that one, so I do have a couple copies of that one. The Gale Arm I got a copy of, so I think that covers the 3. Oh, the chili suit though. Did I talk about that one yet? I think I talked about that one at first. Alright, so you got dodge on here, which is cool. And the resistance, it does factor in sometimes if you happen to be going up against a bunch of fire heroes like Haruto. There's a 17% chance that she'll resist that damage, which is good because she'll stay alive longer resisting that damage. And the poison from Edge as well might resist that as well, keep her alive longer, so it does come into play. And then of course the dodge, so I would think this one would be a good one for defense for her if you happen to have a chili suit. Okay. Alright, I'll go back into my roster here. Alright, let's cover the 3 stars now. No, I didn't cover the Bargo yet. And the Bargo is resistance. Not terrible stats for defense. For sure, so it could easily pop this onto her as well if she's on defense. That's alright. And then the Gale Arm is a critical chance weapon, so you're going to want that for offense if she's on offense. Alright, let's move on. Now, oh, yeah, this one I kind of use as a sacrificing weapon anymore because, again, armor damage doesn't come into play very much. So these either get disassembled or sacrificed to help promote up. I don't keep these. I don't see a point in this weapon. I have one that's fully leveled and I'm happy with that. Okay. So, oh, I think I might have disassembled my Chekhovs. The Chekhovs is a, I'm not surprised I disassembled those either. I'll just show it briefly. I thought I actually still had one fully leveled, but I don't. The Chekhovs I keep getting out of the weaponsmith actually too. I always disassemble them for parts now because I believe it is armor as well. There it is. Yeah. And I mean, I'd rather keep the dodge weapons over the armor ones, especially at 3 stars. Definitely want to keep those dodges, which is the Magnum. So this comes in handy on either offense or defense. So, and this is the one that we do get, like I say, in the special ops, when the weapons special ops come around. This is the 3-star you're awarded at the end of the blue weapons special ops. So yeah, keep quite a few copies of those actually. Alright, so last thing you're going to look at is she is a demolitions. So what does she do? Well, she removes buffs on the target when dealing damage. So if there is a counterattack up, she can remove that thanks to the talent grid and hit through it and not receive any damage from that counterattack. So that's not a bad thing, and each buff adds a 15% multiplier to the damage done. And that's not bad considering when she does go off, she has a pretty damn good hit. It's just getting her charged to actually be able to go off. So that's an alright one, and I'm still hesitant though to ever put talents on 3 stars. I really am. I learned that from E&P, especially when I ended up resetting them, because you're not going to get this food or metal back, and you will get the emblems back if you use a reset token. If you don't have reset tokens to use, then you've got to pay gold, and you're only going to get 95% of the emblems back, which I don't. Yeah, that's too pricey of a cost for me to put emblems on any 3 stars. In my alt account though, I did put emblems on Roshan as a 3-star and Tella because I still have no healer. So Tella got emblems as a healer and Roshan did because of how badly I needed a 4-star up red, and I finally got 2 that I'm working on. But Roshan ended up being my strongest red for quite a while, so I did put emblems on him. And now I have since quit putting emblems on either of them because the deeper you go with emblems, the more cost to the food there is, and the more cost it's going to be to reset them. Especially if you have to pay gold and you don't have the reset tokens. If you have the red reset tokens, you're fine, and you'll get 100% back. But when you don't have that red reset token, that's a brutal cost for a 3-star, in my opinion. So, but like I say, in my alt account, I am free to play, so it made sense for me to at least put them on those 2 as I was using them constantly, and they are still in my war teams, and they'll be in my war teams for quite a while, so they'll have emblems for quite a while, but I will reset them at some point. Alright, so 4% chance, and if you keep on going down, 8%, 12%. And then you got critical chance right here in the middle, which is cool. Okay, you're upping the tile damage by 2%. It increases the chance by 2%, so that's good. And 16%, 20% to bypass those buffs. And then of course if you do want to take her all the way to the end of the talent grid, then you've got a charge bonus here of 2%. That's only going to put her at 34%, which is, she's going to be in the same category. But if you have speed weapons to put on her, then that is going to bump her up to an average hero and make her functionally faster with a speed weapon on her. So those are some things to keep in mind. Alright, so I think that's it for the coverage of Ingrid here. So she's decent, not solid by any means like some of the other ones. She does have a damn good hit when she does hit. That blinding for 3 turns is pretty awesome, and damage to all enemies is good as well. I personally would probably put a poison weapon on her myself, because then you're blinding and you're poisoning at the same time when she does hit. So alright, happy gaming guys, and that's a breakdown on Ingrid, and I hope that helps you out in making decisions when you're first starting out on who to level. Take care everyone.